Cryptid here. God is good, y'all. It's a beautiful morning out here in the Huron National Forest. I don't know if you can hear me over the defrost, but let me try to fix that. Alright. So we're back out here this morning, having a look around as the sun starts to come up. So, back on this thing about patterns, y'all. I really have been paying attention, man, and there's a lot of them. And I'm going to be real careful how I go about the next couple of things, because these patterns aren't about the subject matter. These patterns are about the guy sharing the stories. Now, with that being said, Steve Isdall is the only human being that I think I would consider a hero, man. He's doing beautiful stuff, and I know he's a really good guy. Let me stop here. With that being said, I've been seeing patterns, okay? And I think I understand why these patterns are happening, and I'm going to do my best to explain that here. So, things that happen with Steve, right? Let's see what comes to mind. Oh, let's say the knife incident. He had somebody give him a cool knife, and he's out doing his thing, man, in the middle of nowhere, BC, loses the knife. I think about a year goes by. He's back out there doing his thing, takes a break, puts all this shit down, walks away for a very short amount of time, and comes back, and that knife sits in his pack on top of everything, no sheath. You know, had that been riding around in there, it would have just cut the shit out of everything in his pack, right? But it seems like he just doesn't want to be like, wow, you know, guys, thanks for my knife. He wants to be like, well, I don't know how that got there. And I think I understand why. As a man and a provider and a protector, we want to feel like we can keep our family safe no matter what. We don't want to feel like we're vulnerable. And man, when you start figuring out what's really up, and the fact that there's things out here, man, to be perfectly honest, man, if they wanted to get you, man, they're gonna. And there ain't shit you're gonna do about it, man. That's the bottom line. So I understand why a guy doesn't really want to acknowledge some of the things that they're doing, right? Because there you are, you're vulnerable now. You know, he's got like eagle feathers showing up in his barns and stuff, and from what I see, you know, he doesn't really just want to say that it's them, and I'm not 100% why. I'm just saying what I see, you guys. He's a great dude, man, and he's doing an awesome job, and I know he's just one of the busiest guys ever, and I have wonder if maybe he can't hear and absorb some of the information that he himself is reading, right? While I'm off over here, just all my shit put on a shelf, and I'm nothing but listening, and I can't help but wonder if maybe that's why I pick these things up, and maybe he really doesn't see them. I guess I shouldn't say that he doesn't want to. I don't know, but this is what it seems like to me. You know, he's been doing this long enough now that they're really kind of starting to let him know that they're there, and I kind of feel like he's probably getting a little bit nervous, man. And I can't say I blame him. This is some really crazy stuff. However, you know, when you've spent a lot of time out in these wild places, man, and you know they're there. You've been out there in the damn dark, man, trying to get to a tree. It's kind of freaking spooky, man. I don't know how many times I've done that, right? And I know I'm not the only one. And they've never done a damn thing to you, right? They just haven't. And even if for whatever reason they decide to scare the shit out of you, man, and chase you out of there, that's not slaughtering you and taking your life, right? It's them doing whatever they got to do at the time to get you the hell out of there without just, you know, squishing you. So as we go through this, man, I'm trying to really recognize everything. And as far as Steve and his program, them are the only damn even kind of a complaint that I would have. And I don't know, man. I don't want to overlook anything, you guys, and not for ego, not for my false sense of security, you know, that I can protect my family from any normal situations, right? Y'all don't want to mess with me in mine, because I sure ain't gonna come and mess with you and yours. But that's a different scenario, man. These things are so far beyond us, you guys. The bottom line is, and I know nobody wants to hear this, there ain't shit you're gonna do, man. If these guys got the green light and they want you or to do something to you, you're done. Speaking of which, man, there was one comment that I saw, and I feel really bad for this person, man. Apparently, they are being tormented at some really crazy levels, man. You know, up in the comments there, talking about how evil these guys are, and I understand from your perspective that right now that's all you can see. But that's like saying all of us are evil, man. Right? And that's a backwards way to look at some shit, if you ask me. By and large, we are good. We are of God, man. It's all the bullshit that steers us the other way. You know, at some point, man, we've got to take it upon ourselves to reconnect with the source of everything, man. The farther you stray from your power source, the weaker you become. Man, that's not that hard to figure out for me. I hope you all can figure it out too, man, because this life is a lot easier and a lot more fun when you're connected to the source of everything. God is so good, man. Again, I want to thank everybody that's here, man. I know we're off to a slow start, but this thing is big, you guys. I got a lot of little pieces I'm trying to line up, and unfortunately, we're going to have to wait on a few things. I'm doing the best I can to get this going. I hope that you guys can see that I'm really going to try to come at this from an intelligent point of view. I'm not going to hold anything back. With that being said, I'm not going to pretend that anything that comes out of my mouth is set in stone, man. All of this is flexible. All of this is completely flexible. I learned that when I met Angie. She 180'd a couple things in my head right there, and I will not forget that lesson, you guys. My blinders are gone, and that's one of the reasons I'm making this video right here. All the patterns ain't just about them. So as we do this, let's be very careful to not have an ego. Let's be very careful to not be afraid, because it's that vulnerable place that we're gonna have to embrace to get past some of this stuff, you guys. It's not easy, it's not comfortable, but it's how we're gonna get closer to the truth, man. And I'm so glad y'all are here, and we're gonna do some really cool stuff here, I assure you. Thanks for your time. I hope God blesses every one of you today, and I'll catch you next time. Michigan Cryptid.